think this question is going to be very interesting and very attractive to students who doesn't have any things about the music industry, because they don't know how music from ideas to notes and become a song, a tune, and to their either phone or either their apps. They don't know the whole entire. It's something like a back to the curve, back to the curtain, kind of thing. It's very interesting. Yeah.
You ready?
All set, ready to go. Yeah, very early.
So, I'd like to talk about the different parts of the music industry. Here in America, it starts with the artist. And for the sake of this course, I want to talk about an artist maybe that would be a singer-songwriter, somebody that writes their own music and performs their own music, whether it's alone or with a band or with an orchestra. And so it starts with the artist. And when I manage artists, when I teach it, my students, I always talk about them. They have to be great. You have to be great at what you're doing. And I talk in terms of having a career in the music industry. But other people like me, I wanted a career in the music industry, but that wasn't my calling, and it wasn't what I was good at. And I thought I wanted to be a musician. And then I started to hang around people like Ellis Paul and Martin Sexton and all these people that were really, really, really talented. And they started when they were 12 years old, and I started when I was 20 years old. So I realized that my passion for music and my passion for promoting and marketing is my calling. So I started a record label, and I became a manager. And I love that. There's a lot of different roles for people in the music industry that, and a lot of us are people that love music and wanted to be a musician. But for one reason or another, we're not on stage. And I'm so happy not to be on stage. I'm so happy to do what I'm doing, which is managing. So so it starts with the artist. And the artist should be, at first, you have to do everything. You had to write the songs, you had to record the songs, you had to promote the songs, you had to work on social media, you had to do all these things yourself. And when you become too busy to do that, and when you start to aggregate an audience, and when you get a level of success, then maybe you add people to your team. And in most cases, you want to add a booking agent or a manager or both of them. A booking agent usually makes a percentage of what you make at a show. And it's usually, here in America, it's usually 10% of what the fee is comes to the booking agent. And the booking agent goes and talks to the venues and the promoters and the festivals, and they get you shows. And when you get shows, you could get paid. And you could grow an audience. So that's a really important role. And these booking agents know what clubs, what schools, what venues, what festivals to go at, because that's their job. In a manager, basically what I do for my artists is I oversee everything. I oversee the team. And so I partner with the artist. I find out what the artist's goals are, what their dreams are, and what their expectations are. And then we find out my expectations and their expectations. If they come together, then it's a solid partnership, and we go make it happen. But that's setting up goals, and that's that's knowing how to manipulate your way around the music industry and make money at it so you can keep on going. So a manager is a macro, kind of looks at a career in a macro way, because we want to grow an artist's career, and we want to do it by adding team members when appropriate, and we want to make sure the artist makes money. And all day long, we're dealing with venues and festivals and promoters and all these people that have the artists. So those are booking agents and promoters. So to have that in a network of them is really important. A big way to make money is by getting your songs into movies and television shows and commercials and different websites and things like that. And that's called publishing. So if your music gets on the radio, if your music gets on a television show, if it gets on a web show, if it gets on into major movies, you make money from publishers. And that's something that we're going to go into in detail, but that's a really big way for an artist to make money. And there's artists that also make publishing money by writing or co-writing for other artists. So if somebody like Taylor Swift has an album coming out, or Bruno Mars, or somebody like that, they're working with all kinds of different writers to write and co-write songs with them. So there's a whole industry out there of people writing songs. It's called